Hi everyone, it's Athena, the Sage Goddess. I hope you're doing well. I'm coming to you with a new series of videos that I'm so excited about called How to Use Your Gemstones. The number one question I am asked by everyone, whether it's someone who's following me on Facebook or a client or a customer or even friends and family, is how do I use my gemstones? I've got a great collection. I've been collecting from you, or I've been collecting since I was a kid. Now I've got all these stones sitting on a shelf and I want to use them meaningfully and purposefully in my life. And there's almost nothing I love talking about more than how to use gemstones, because we really were meant to use them. These gems, these specimens, these beautiful pieces of Mama Earth that we collect have energetic vibrations, properties, meanings, histories that really lend themselves to magical use. And so I want to inspire you in this video to begin organizing your stones and using them powerfully, magically, and meaningfully in your life in ways that I think are very easy and actually going to help you get quite organized. So the focus of this first installment is making gemstone trays for magical work. And I want you to begin thinking about what kind of magical work you'd like to be doing, and then you can start to gather your stones and organize them appropriately. So if you were to come into my house right now, you would find about 10 or 15 gemstone trays in different rooms of my house for different magical purposes. What I'm showing you right here in front of me is my prosperity and abundance tray. And so these are gems that I use. They are magically dedicated, so these are not gems that I move around or use for any other purpose. These stones have been consecrated, dedicated, and charged for the work of prosperity and abundance in my life. And so this tray is left up 12 months a year. I do ritual around prosperity and abundance in May and November, because that's when the wheel of the year tells us that it's the right time to do money magic. But I leave this tray working all year long because it holds a vibration that's very high around drawing prosperity and abundance into my life and the lives of those who are around me. So the first thing I want to tell you is you'll want to learn more about color magic. And if that's a subject that you've been wanting to learn about but you're interested in, it's actually something that I am incorporating into my magical sabbatical. So if you're not joining me yet for sabbatical, you might consider joining us there, because we're going to be incorporating more information there about color magic and how to use that to do magical work with gems and even plants and flowers. But you want to know what colors are associated with what purposes. When we're talking about money and prosperity, we're talking about yellow, green, and blue, dark royal blue. Okay, so if you look on this tray here, you're going to find stones in that color family. You're going to find corundum and matrix, which is sapphire and matrix, and that's a green stone. You're going to find aventurine, chrysoprase, zincite, peridot, a lot of citrine, because that's the #1 money gem is citrine. You're going to find emerald, moss agate, seraphinite, malachite, green tourmaline, green kyanite, lapis lazuli with pyrite, fuchsite, more tourmaline, and even some chlorite inside of quartz. Chlorite is a green mineral that you find inside of quartz naturally. And then in the center of all of it is a generator point, which is clear quartz. Clear quartz magnifies the energies of all other stones. All stones have an energetic vibration, but none are as high as clear quartz, which is why we love it so much. Those of us who do this work, you find an abundance of clear quartz in our homes because we know what it does. It magnifies the energies. I even wear quartz all the time because it magnifies my own personal energy in the world. And so when you make a tray, I almost always include a generator point right in the middle. And what that does is it collects the synergistic energies of all the stones that are on your tray for whatever the purpose is, and it magnifies them, draws them up, and sends them out to the world. And that vibration is met in the universe and returned to you. So we're actually working the law of attraction when we create these trays and put a generator point right in the middle. So as you think about what to collect, you're going to want to collect not just gemstones for the particular purpose, but also some good generator points that you can use to raise the vibration, attract and direct that energy out to the universe so that that vibration can be met and returned back to you. Other trays, I actually have my healing tray right here. On that healing tray by Color Magic, you're going to see everything in the family of green and red. Think red, you think blood, passion, life force. When you think green, you think fertility, growth, regeneration. So when I'm doing physical healing work for clients, I'm working with stones in that green family for the most part. Primarily, I'm working with fuchsite and aventurine. Those are two of the greatest healers. You can include as well emerald and seraphinite in your healing work. Chlorite and quartz is also an incredibly healing stone. So everything in that green family. I also use ruby a lot in healing magic. Ruby will heal the heart physically. So if you know someone with cardiac issues, ruby is a great stone to offer them as well. Now, when you're thinking about where to put your trays, you want to think about where the energy for a particular purpose is highest. So if you are looking to manifest more peace in a space where you meditate, that's a good place for your peace tray to go. If you study feng shui, you'll see all kinds of information and some recommendations for where to put a prosperity altar in your home. But for me personally, I just use my intuition. So my abundance and prosperity altar space is in my bedroom. Not because I'm looking necessarily to attract prosperity there, but just because I found a space that vibrationally felt really right to hold the container of that energy. My peace tray is in my meditation room, as I mentioned, and that's because that's a place, and I actually have a small peace tray in my bedroom as well. So those are places where I go to relax and really tune in, open my third eye, and really, draw in clear memories of my dreams and messages from spirit. So you might think about that. My healing tray I keep where I do all of my medicine work for clients and customers. So it's right by where I keep my medicine bags, my fabric that I use, all my feathers and adornments for medicine bags, all my herbs and flowers and resins and things that I include in that work too. And then in every room of my house, I have a clear quartz point, and that's because there are specific energies that I'm working in each room in the house, and I always want to be magnifying and sending that vibration out in the universe so that it can be met and returned to me. And so the last thing I want to get you to consider is whether you put your tray, whatever the purpose of the tray is, whether you put your stones on a man-made substance or if you choose to create a tray out of another kind of stone. Now this particular chakra alignment tray has stones that represent all of the 7 chakras, has 2 celestial quartz points, and then it's actually created on a selenite wand. And so in addition to having all of the beautiful properties of those 7 chakra stones, it has the vibration, the happiness and peace and joy that selenite brings. So it's just an added layer of meaning and of vibration. My prosperity tray is actually on a gold glass tray. I don't know if you can see it very well there, but it's not a natural gemstone. It's man-made, but the color magic is right because gold is one of the colors of prosperity, and it felt really right. So what I will do when I'm choosing where to put my tray and also what to put my stones on, I will close my eyes and take my non-dominant hand and run it over the tray or the space. And if my hand gets warm, then I know I've chosen the right medium or the right space to put things. If my hand stays cold, then I know I need to choose something else. So that's one other tool that you might use. You don't want to use your dominant hand when you're doing that because you really want to disconnect from your conscious mind. So that's why I always use my non-dominant hand when I'm choosing stones, choosing trays, choosing locations, and keep my eyes closed so that I'm not using my sense of sight to choose, but I'm really using my deeper intuition and my inner wisdom to receive messages from spirits or block out conscious messages about what I might want versus what is really needed in a space. So I hope that inspires you to think about how to use stones and maybe even beautiful plates, antique plates from your relatives that have been laying around in cupboards for a long time can become beautiful healing spaces. You can add tea lights to these trays. I've seen beautiful examples where people add Christmas lights, sort of different kinds of lighting or underneath the tray. Really be creative. Use your aesthetic sense of what looks beautiful in a particular space. Get inspired. You might even look online for ideas. But use color magic too. What colors are associated with the kind of magic that you're working as you create your trays? The only other thing I wanted to show you is I will sometimes also collect specimen pieces of gemstones. This is epidote, which is one of my favorite stones. It's really an overlooked stone. This is what prehnite grows on. If you're familiar with prehnite grows with epidote. And then I will actually charge other stones on top and just let them sit and kind of live there. This is a twin spirit, smoky celestial quartz point that's kind of living on my epidote right now. So it's combining all the grounding properties of epidote with the connection to the Akashic records and spirit world that the celestial represents. And so it's sort of a connection between earth and spirit, and bringing those properties into my space as well, which I'm finding is really potent. And in this case, I'm not putting 20 gems on top. I'm just putting one and letting those energies meld and marinate together to see what they create for my sacred space. So think about how much space you have, what stones you have, and what stones you need. Think thematically. Think in terms of color magic. Think in terms of aesthetics and what's going to look beautiful to you. Magnify everything with clear quartz. A girl can't ever have enough clear quartz. Neither can a boy. So I hope I have a lot of my male viewers who are doing this work as well, because it's no matter whether you're male, female, have children, don't have children, live alone, live with a partner, bringing gemstones into your world and finding ways to make your space beautiful, and at the same time meaningful and purposeful, and using what you have to create meaning and value in your life. I think that's what this work is really all about. So brightest blessings to you as you begin thinking about how to use your gemstones. There'll be 2 more installments of this particular series. One is going to focus on medicine bags, because I want to talk to you about how to carry your gems when you're traveling, in particular when you're traveling, but also just day to day. Many of us carry small medicine bags. Some of us carry larger medicine bags. This is my personal medicine bag that I carry when I'm doing medicine work. So I'll talk to you about how to choose stones for your medicine bag. And then the 3rd installment will be how to prepare your stones for magical work. So clearing them, charging them. I'm going to talk about clearing them with salt, clearing them with black kyanite, clearing them with oils, clearing them with sage and artemisia. And then I'll also talk about charging them by sunlight and moonlight, and whether to use new moonlight or full moonlight. All of that is coming in the 3rd installment of what I hope you'll find to be, anyway, a really exciting series on how to bring the magic of gems into your world in a practical way. So bright blessings, everybody. I'll see you soon for the next installment. In the meantime, take good care. Bye-bye.